I guess it doesn't hurt that we celebrated 30 years of wedding bliss yesterday. So that's he's put up with me for a long time, and so I'm very blessed and grateful for that, and very blessed and grateful for the opportunity to be here and to actually have this role. I want to thank, of course, Shawanda, the commissioner. I'm sorry she was not able to be here in the Department of Juvenile Justice. Allison, I appreciate you being here. Of course, Candace, you've walked this walk with us since day one, and actually, ironically, Candace gave the Grace Commission its name, so I thought it was very proper for it to be called Grace's Place. So thank you for that, and I appreciate your support. And of course, the great Georgia Building Authority and all the individuals who helped put this together. They have put up with me. David Goodhead, bless his heart. I'm shocked that he even still answers my call. And Marty and Gerald, but I'm so appreciative of them and their vision and their listening to me and my ideas and their dedication on fighting this terrible, terrible human trafficking. When we first gathered at this place, gosh, it's been a little while ago. I'm going off script, so don't everybody get nervous. I probably should not do that. But we were walking around looking at it, and I always had the vision to not have it be a cinder block, that it would needed a little bit of warmth and safety and something to make people feel at home because they have been through. And let me tell you, I have heard stories that will keep you up at night. I've met with survivors. Susan Norris has become one of my dearest friends because she has really shown me the light at the end of this tunnel, and unfortunately sent me that horrible book, the book that she wrote, but it's really great. I would encourage all of y'all to read it. That it helped me understand, and I had Brian read it, and it's a tough read, but everybody needs to understand it so that they can learn what to look for in the process. But when we walked around here, I was being a builder's wife and being in the construction business, I was like, you know, surely we could renovate it, or let's talk about tearing it down and building it back up. And I know everybody freaked out because they were like, nobody's budget wants to be messed with. I understand all that. But, you know, it was a conversation that we had, and it ended up being worth that conversation, and that's what we ended up doing so that we could, I really personally, and the team, we have a fantastic team in the governor's office. I mean, they've put up with me, Kristen and Caitlin and Brett, and that they listen to me, and they're so awesome. But I really wanted this to be the role model of the country. I really want people to come see this and, you know, have these facilities in their states. And so this is fabulous. I mean, when I just walked in, it is better than I could have imagined. And it's really, it really is great. So I'm proud of all the progress that we have done since 2019, which empowers our law enforcement to pursue and prosecute traffickers and buyers, but more importantly, in making Georgia a national leader in supporting the victims or survivors when they come out. They don't have anything, and we don't want them to have to go back to that life, and even down to clothing. You know, we need to make sure that we take care of them because they are our resource for our state, and we should not leave our children behind because they are our future. So I'm proud to have the Grace Commission members here today with our partners in the General Assembly that we have passed 8 pieces of legislation almost unanimously. There was only one person that's a little confused, but we are helping him understand that that these are, you know, I've worked with both sides of the party, I mean, both sides of the aisle. And so many of these are significant reforms, shielding minors from prosecution for prostitution, allowing survivors to restrict access to their criminal records, change their names privately, and even pursue civil damages from their abusers and those who profited from their pain. And we've talked to the survivors and the Grace Commission members about what is needed out there. And that's when we listen, and our legislators and our agencies really, you know, just do the common sense and do the right thing. And our legislators have definitely done that as well. So that's why this facility is so important. And so I'm so excited. There will be 24 vulnerable individuals who will receive wraparound services at their time of need. They'll have access to medical care, both physical and mental, educational resources, and more, all in a secure and safe location away from their abusers, that's what they desperately need. So I want to thank the Department of Juvenile Justice for their commitment to this cause and for stepping up to fill this need in our state. In addition to private facilities providing services across the metro area, there are now dozens of beds available for those who need them. To all those here who helped make this day a reality, thank you for not standing by, but for stepping up to ensure those victimized by human trafficking receive the care they need to begin to move on with their lives. We'll be praying for the success of this facility and for the safety of those who pass through it for years and hopefully decades to come. While today is an incredible milestone, as Brian always says, we cannot rest on our laurels. I know it sounds impossible, but our goal is to make sure Georgia's most precious resource, our children, are not sold into modern-day slavery. So I know together we can keep marching towards that ideal and make Georgia a hostile environment for traffickers and buyers and a safe haven for survivors. So thank you again to all those who have made this facility possible. And Hannah, thank you for being here. I know you're working hard out there, and you're making the state of Georgia so proud because you are fighting the good fight and doing God's work, and I appreciate all the prosecutions you have gotten and made history, really, in Georgia, so thank you. So congratulations on this new beginning. Let's keep up the good fight, and God bless. Thank you.